Hello students, today we going to start chapter 14. Name of that chapter is statistics. Now you already studied that lesson in the standard 9 also, but in standard 9 you just deal with on-group data and a few sums regarding group data, but discrete group data. Now, what about discrete continuous? We are going to first of all discuss about that. Now, you can see first of all this lesson having a 6 marks weightage in board's exam. Uh, one objective question of 1 mark, one short question of 2 mark, and one long question of 3 mark. Now, what I am talking about types of data. So data are mostly of two types, group data and ungrouped data. Last year you mostly faced ungroup data and you converted ungrouped data into group data also, but you mostly not found mean, median or mode of group data. In standard 10 we mostly deal with group data. So now group data having two types again, continuous group data and discrete group data. First of all, group data means what? You know, in ungrouped data, all observations are just listed out. Suppose I am taking your marks and you are a 20 student in a class. Then you can tell me one by one your marks and I just note down by putting comma in between. So that is ungrouped data. No table is there. If table is there, then that is called group data. Now group data having table, but there are again two types of group data. Continuous means there is a class, and discrete means without class. And meaning of actually discrete and continuous means what? Suppose your roll number is 1 after 2 after 3, so that is discrete numbers, means discrete values. But suppose your height, your weight, so all these numbers, all these observations can be in point also, between 1 and 2 also, between 20 and 21 also. So these are continuous data. So now for time being, you just remember continuous group data means with class. Okay, so in standard 10 mostly whatever sums or questions given, 99% questions are regarding continuous group data. So you will face everywhere classes are given. Now here also, just like standard 9, we will find mean, median and mode. But data is different, so topics also different. So mean we will find by three different method: direct method, assume mean method and step deviation method. Then mode and median. You know, symbol of mean is x bar, symbol of mode is z, capital Z, and symbol of median is capital M. Now today we will discuss only direct method. How to find mean by direct method. You can see formula also. You just see towards formula only. No need to memorize all this. Now look at first one only. First A, that is x bar. X bar is a symbol of mean. Sigma fi xi upon sigma fi. Sigma stand for summation. Summation means total, sum. So if you prepare column of fi xi, then total of whole column will be called sigma fi xi. Likewise, if you make total of fi column, fi means frequency, then total of that column means that value is known as sigma fi. So now we concern about first formula only. Okay, even then remaining all formula you can see, or if you want to note down it, you can copy it. Okay, second is for assuming method b, 1b. X bar is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon sigma fi. A is independent. Note down that sigma fi is not in the denominator of A. Now 1c, x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi into small h. That is for step deviation method. Now what you mean by di and fi? Di and ui. So di is for difference. Ur is one special attribute. No name special for that. As for class size. Class size means upper boundary minus lower boundary. Likewise, modes formula is L plus F1 minus F0 upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 multiply H. F0 is sometimes known as F0 also. Okay, here L for lower boundary, is again for class size. Three different F you can notice there. Okay, what meant by three different F we will discuss later on. Now medians. Three numbers formula L plus n by 2. N is here for sigma fi, total number of frequency. Sigma fi or n both are same only. Minus CF. CF is cumulative frequency. Okay, and F and as you know. Now we concentrate on mean only and particularly by direct method. As we discuss, there are mainly three types of data are there: ungrouped data, group discrete, and group continuous. Now this is revision only, okay? Because in board's exam, this basic questions or related to basic questions, basic concept also asked. So we go through that. Suppose marks of 10 students given in a particular subject's marks. Suppose that is 5, 3, 0, again 0, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4. So this is a ungrouped data or raw data. Why? Because no table is there. This is just list of marks. It is not always marks. It may be anything. Now solution. How to find mean? So mean is an average. Average means what? To make total of all observation and then divide the total by number of observations. So that is formula in word. You can write formula by symbol also. That is sigma xi upon n. Sigma stand for summation. We already discussed. Now x is any observation. But what mean by xi? Suppose first observation is known as x1, second one is x2, third x3, likewise last one is x10. So common symbol for all observation is xi. So I is value from 1 to 10 here for this sum. Okay. So how to find mean? You can see here, making total, then divide by total number of observations. So here total is 25, number of observation 10. So mean we got is 2.5. Okay, that everything about this you know. This is just revision. Now this is second one. Example of discrete group data. Discrete means without class. So here you can see one question is given, no class is there, just marks. Suppose lecture test is taken of 5 marks. So 3 students got 0 marks, 4 students got 1 mark, 6 students got 2 marks. Likewise 3, 4 and 5 marks. Okay. So now you want to find your mean or average of marks in the class. Total 20 students are there. Then what to do? So here table is given. So whenever table is given, you have to first of all prepare table properly. Now solution. First column is of marks, second column is of number of students. That is not compulsory to write marks and number of students, but just write down whatever given in first row, write down in first column. That is xi. Whatever given in second row, write down in second column, that is called Fi. Now third column, that is main. First two column are just copied from question. Now third column is Fi xi. Fi xi means Fi into xi. Fi multiply xi. Okay. So we multiply here 0 multiply 3, 1 multiply 4, because in first row xi is 0, Fi is 3, so 0 multiply 3. Likewise in second row xi is 1, Fi is 4, so 1 multiply 4. Okay, so likewise in all rows multiplication is done. So Fi xi column is prepared. You can notice there here all product 0, 4, 12, 15, 8, 5 are written properly. Unit digit below unit digit only, tens digit below tens digit only, 5, so that you can make total here only. Otherwise you have to go in rough, copy there, and then only you can make total. So for saving your time, you write systematically here. So total of that Fi xi column is 44. That is known as sigma Fi xi. Sigma is applied there. Why? Because total of Fi xi means sigma Fi xi. So sigma Fi xi is here 44. Likewise total of Fi column, that is 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1, that is 20. So it is total of Fi column, so it is known as sigma Fi. Now you know that formula. Now you can write formula everywhere in symbol only. No need to write in statement. So mean for x bar is equal to sigma Fi xi upon sigma Fi. So both values are placed in the formula and it is simplified. That is very simple. 44 upon 20 means 22 upon 10. So that is 2.2. Okay. These types of sum you already solved in standard 9 also, but only one sum was given in textbook. Okay. But you are aware about this sum because this is discrete, means no class is given. So whatever given are just copied and only one extra column is prepared, and accordingly we have found already mean. Now two points I written here. Sigma I already told you, sigma is a symbol for summation or total. And one another things, no need to make total of xi. Why? Because in formula no sigma xi symbol is there. Okay, so no need to make total of xi. Now this is a third example. Sorry. This one is this one is third example. First one was ungrouped data. Second one was discrete group data. Now third one is for continuous group data. You can see here classes are given. Group data means table already you can see, so that is tabulated या तो group. But why continuous? Because classes are given everywhere. So what is meant by this table? 7 students got marks from 0 to 20. 10 students from 20 to 40. You cannot say exactly which student got how many marks, but roughly 10 students are in second class. Okay, likewise in all classes number of students are given. Now here one thing extra is there with compared to previous one. Here classes are given. Fi is also given. So just like previous one, you just copy first row in first column, second row in second column. So class and frequency, first two columns are already given. You just copy it out. So two extra column you have to prepare. Here xi is not given. So xi means what? Xi is the average of class. Otherwise xi is a class mark. What is the formula of class mark? Formula of class mark is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. But what is meant by limit? Yeah, the boundary. So you can see here I have taken one class for specimen 0 to 20. So here 0 is lower boundary, 20 is upper boundary. So class mark is found by taking average of both boundary. So lower boundary plus upper boundary, yeah, the lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Okay, so you can see here everywhere I have found xi. 0 plus in first row, 0 plus 20 divided by 2, 10. Likewise in second one, 20 plus 40 divided by 2, 30. In third one, 40 plus 60 divided by 2, 50. 60 plus 80 divided by 2, 7. 80, sorry, there is minus sign, but actually it was plus. 80 plus 100 divided by 2, 90. So everywhere you can notice one extra thing also here. There is a 20-20 gap, 10, then 30, then 50, then 70, then 90. So every time no need to find or calculate xi. Only first one is counted. Count only first one. Then after you can observe in a class also. In class you can see class size is of 20. Class size means how much added. 0 to 20, 20 to 40. So 20, 20 added everywhere. So after finding first xi, you can write directly remaining xi also. Okay, so no need to write everywhere. Now I have written here this work in red letters. So no need to write by you. Okay, you have to not write it. So 10, 30, 50, 70, 90 are xi. Now fi xi, just like previous one, fi xi means fi multiply xi. So everywhere 7 multiplied by 10, 10 multiplied by 30, 20 multiplied by 50. Okay, so 70, 300, 1000, 560, 450, and sum of all this is 2380. That is known as sigma fi xi. Why? Because it is total of fi xi. Here also you can notice number should be written systematically. Likewise unit digit, tens digit, hundred digit likewise. And total of fi column, sigma fi, it is counted 50 here. Okay. Formula is same here. Sigma fi xi upon sigma fi. Both values are placed. 0, 0 cancel out. 238 divided by 5, you can verify it, that is a 47.6. Okay, so that is our new. So nothing is new, only this column, one column, how to find xi column, that is new. Otherwise, just like last year's sum, you can find here also. How to find xi? Again we revise it by making total of lower limit, upper limit, and then divide by 2, means taking average of both limits. Okay, you can see here formula is given. Class marks lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Likewise class size. Class size formula is upper limit, yes, upper boundary minus lower boundary. Okay, now no use of class size, but in next method we will use class size as symbol also. Okay, so that is our first sum of 10th standard. Our previous two ones are just revision only. Now one extra sums I am giving you. You can notice one difference here in class. Earlier, first class in previous sum, first class was 0 to 20, then 20 to 40, likewise 40 to 60. Here you can see first one is 1 to 10, then 11 to 20, then 21 to 30. So these types of classes are known as inclusive classes. Inclusive classes. And in previous one 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, that was exclusive classes. So what is meant by exclusive and inclusive? Here both limits are included in the class. both limits are included in the class. So that is, these are inclusive classes. In previous one, in this one, upper limit is not included in respective class. So that is exclusive classes. Here 20 is not in first one, it is in second class. Likewise 14 no second one, it is in third row, means third class. 16 fourth class, 18 fifth class. Okay, so upper boundary is not included, means excluded. That's why these classes are called exclusive classes. Okay, but we are talking about this last sum. These are inclusive, means 10 also included in first row, 20 is already included in second row, 30 is included in third row or third class. Now nothing is different, only classes given are different, but that is not here any problematics. Why? Because we no need to convert these classes into exclusive. That will be required in median and mod, not now. But here be careful in finding class size. I have already told you class size means upper limit minus lower limit. In this sense, if you try to find your class size of first class, then it will be 10 minus 1, 9. But actually it is not 9. It is 10. Why? Because classes are converted from inclusive to exclusive by subtracting 0.5 from lower limit and adding 0.5 in upper limit. So one is increased this way. So here everywhere in all classes class size is 10, not 9. Okay, so be careful in this type. But here S is not used in direct method, it will be used in assuming method and step deviation method. So now no difference for us whether it is given inclusive data or exclusive. Okay, now everything else is repeating. You can see here xi is found just like previous sums, fi xi is found, but you will notice here xi is in decimal. Okay, so whenever xi is very long or in decimal, at that time finding mean by direct method is quite time consuming. Why time consuming? Because first of all finding xi takes time, then fi xi multiplication takes also time, then adding of all this fi xi again take time. So after all it is quite time consuming. That's why we will discuss assuming method and step deviation method, because direct method is very simple, but it is not advisable in all sums. Whenever particularly xi is long or complicated, at that time we have to avoid this method. This means direct method. At that time we have to prefer either step deviation method or assuming method. But here we today only discussing about direct method, so I solved that sum by direct method only. You can see here first of all xi are counted 5.5 y 5.5, 1 plus 10 by 2. Now here no need to find remaining xi. You can notice here 10 10 10 increase in upper boundary or lower boundary, so add just 10 10 10 everywhere. So 5.5 plus 10 15.5 plus 10 25.5 plus 10 35.5 plus 10 45.5. Okay, so every time count first one and write down remaining by adding class size. Okay, now fi xi 2 into 5.5 11, 4 into 15.5. Here again you can notice way of writing. Everywhere writing 11.0. Why 11.0 not 11? Because remaining numbers are in decimal. So every time number of decimal must be equal so that we can easily make total. Otherwise there may be some mistakes. Okay, so all multiplication are done there and they are added. So sigma fi xi is found 540, sigma fi is 20. Okay, formula is same only, place is place both values and then simplify. Here 0 cancel out, 54 divided by 2, it is 27. Okay, so today only we discussed direct method, no another method, only mean by direct method, no median, no mode. Okay, so these types of sum, if you solve 4 or 5 sum, then you will be, it will be convenient to you to solve any sum by direct method. Now one question may arise in your mind, if in test or in boards exam, if sum of mean is given, then which method to be preferred? So no rule for that. If nothing is specified there, then you can select any method. Sometimes they specify that find mean by particular method. At that time you have to find by that method only. But if nothing is specified, you can follow or you can select any method. But as I told, whenever xi's value is bigger or in decimal form, otherwise you feel that calculations are going to be difficult, at that time you can find or you can select direct method. Otherwise remaining methods you can prefer. Okay, we will discuss that methods later on. Thank you.